Welcome to Grand Overland's first episode. We're going to show you just some of the mind-blowing, memory-making magnificence Dinosaur National Monument has to offer, all the while avoiding any people. Strap in, grab your favorite drink, and enjoy this trip with Grand Overland. Cheers to another awesome camping trip. Starting off of 40 at Elk Springs, we hit Yampa Bench Trail, seen here in orange, for about 41 miles, and then T-Bone Echo Park Road, seen in purple, which is about 21 miles, which we used to get to the river, and then Harper's Corner Road that leads us back to 40. After about 15 easy miles, you hit the entrance to Dinosaur National Monument, and really, you don't know what you're going to see once you cross this line. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Haha! Alright, so I was kind of cruising since I'm last at the campsite and almost didn't notice this little gem of a trail marker. Maybe there is a benefit to being last. This must be courtesy of my lovely brother. This is how we treat each other in Grand Overland. Wait, what? Empty? That is a dirty, dirty move. Probably because he knows I was Mom's favorite. And why you shouldn't be cruising too fast. Once you get into the park, the scenery really starts to ramp up, eventually almost becoming a mix of what you would expect to see if you could combine, I don't know, like Colorado and the Moab area. There is a large section of a burn area, and scenes like this definitely remind us to practice fire safety when we're out on the trails. But I will say, when the sun is setting, it does have an eerie yet somewhat enchanting look to it. Oh yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. Come around this corner, start heading down, and it gets absolutely beautiful. Way over there. You can see that point. That's where the drop-off is. The drop-off? That sunset is coming through. And you can see the trail that we'll be on down there. We'll be camping somewhere way over there. That is freaking gorgeous. Arguably, you might say the Yampa Bench looks like a pretty plain Jane Forest Service road until you hit the park line. And you'd probably be right. But I'd say right about now, you might also say it looks well worth the drive. Often, the best things in life do take the extra effort. Which leads to an important bit about camping. Yes, there are sites in the first third of the trail, but that certainly is not why you came all this way. The website for the park says no camping within a certain distance of the trail, and to call in for a permit. So I called the ranger station. The person seemed pretty confused why I was telling him what days we would be there, what vehicles we'd be driving, and where would we be staying. Apparently, not a rule. The info online was just for show, I guess. I even called back just to double check, but we were in the clear. Yep, I'm sure you're tired of seeing this same sunset, and that I should be hauling marbles to the campsite. But say what you will about me, I have to stop and appreciate this kind of stuff. It is so much of why I'm here. Alright, so obviously at this point, I'm just trying to get to camp before it gets totally dark, and I have to play catch up with a whole bunch of frosty tinnies. Alright, not that bad. But normally, if you are a sane human that plan to have extra time, there are plenty of places to stop where you can go hike and explore. So much to see and do once you get close to the canyon. Speaking of the canyon, it really does sneak up on you, and if you're not paying attention, you can become a permanent attraction at the park. And an archaeologist about 1,000 years from now can say, "Hey guys, I discovered another idiot caveman that drove a Jeep off a cliff." Well, at this point, it has become abundantly clear I'm getting to camp in the dark. So, you'll have to miss my panic setup, and we will roll right into this. All right, Dane with Grand Overland doing another installment of Trails and Cocktails. It's gonna be a simple one. It's gonna be a little twist on a Paloma, which is traditionally tequila and grapefruit juice, but instead, we're doing some mezcal. Got this from Trader Joe's, so a little expensive, which is fine if you're gonna be mixing it. Grapefruit juice, I put it in these aluminum bottles, makes it easy for transporting, light, you don't get any trash. Gonna rim the whole thing with a little tahini, and then some grapefruit for the side. And of course, since we're out here, gotta smoke a little bit of hickory, give it some extra flavor. Let's go ahead and start with that and get the smoke going. Big derp. Hope you got more skills than I do if you do it. All right, that'll work. So I know a lot of people, like, they go camping and you see a lot of shows where they kind of go above and beyond with their cooking. It's a little above my pay grade, so I figure why not remember a great spot with a good drink. We're out here in Dinosaur Monument, so if you've been following along, you've seen how beautiful it is, but right now it's dark, so it's time for a little bit of this. But next step's gonna be some ice, which, now this is day 2, been inside the ice co and still perfect. All that. Add the mezcal. I'd tell you one shot, but I'd be lying. Grapefruit juice. Then, gonna make sure to be quick, trap the smoke. Let that sit for a second. And then it's gonna rim the glass with some of the grapefruit juice that was already spilt on here. Take the tahini, give you something to roll the edge of the glass in. And that just worked out perfectly. Garnish it with a slice. And there you go. You get a mezcal smoked Paloma on the trail, something to remember your good trip by. Cheers.
Behind, and that was your home away from home, but it had like the bed you wanted. Like, yeah, it's an RV. It's not a house, but would that give you that?
And magic. Good morning. And yeah, he's cooking for just one. There it is, folks. Breakfast. First order of business, and we are on Echo Park Road. Yampa Bench T-bones into it, so it's kind of hard to miss. If you go left, you exit the park. If you go right, like we are, you head down to the river. Your first stop on the way down to the river will be the petroglyphs. They are on the left side of the road, hard to miss with a turnoff. There are two types you can see here, dot pattern and chip design. They are approximately 35 feet off the ground. The reasonable explanation they give is that the ground used to be that much higher but washed away over time. I was hoping for something more magical and Narnia related. Even so, it's worth the stop to appreciate those that lived here well before we came along. Next up is Whispering Cave. It is on the right side of the road, also with the pull-off. Yes, I have live audio here. but this voiceover is just easier than all the
I'm glad
bleeps
this
I
is
would
on video,
have to
too.
use to PC my mates. The temperature drop in here is like opening the fridge door during a summer day. You can really feel the cool air rushing down on you. I feel like that's natural.
15-degree difference?
Is it the air coming down from the crack above, I think, right?
This is like the white crack.
In Utah. Imagine this thing collapse right now.
No, it'd be done.
It'd be quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you were like stuck on this side, like right here, and you were just like... For as cool as all these things are, I think everyone's just jonesing to get down to the river as the day starts ramping up with some real heat. This last bit is a short stint to the river. This is also where the pay-to-play Echo Park campground is located, which I forgot or felt weird filming random folks. And damn, Gina, this is the first thing that hits you in the eyes when you get down to the river. If you look closely in the drone footage, you can see a well-defined trail that will take you upstream, which is what we did until we found a nice sandy spot to crack open a few cold ones, cool down, and do our best to take it all in, which is easier said than done. Depending on your timing, you can enjoy large sandbars that allow you to post up and relax as if you were on your own beach vacation, creating your own postcards. Looking at the Cathedral of Cliff Faces, your eyes and your mind come together to find countless places that would be an explorer's dream, and what you might discover could be a true piece of history and yours. Honestly, this was the highlight of the trip. All that hard work paying off. Also, filming right now is a good way to lose some friends.
It's on the wide angle, so it really helps.
Okay, so we may have skipped this on the way down. This is a small settlement started by the Chews in 1911, and it's pretty cool that you're allowed to duck in and check it out.
Yeah, it's like the first airstream.
Now there's the original Overlander right here.
Back in Denver, this is a fixer-upper for about $400,000.
Move that bus.
So the vibrating hum of 840 foot-pounds of torque idling away in a Turbo Cummins diesel might not fit the current landscape, but for a moment, you get an image of what it was like to have lived here. Time to get back to camp for some food, and you guessed it. Alright, cheers to another awesome camping trip, and can't start a good day without a shot.
Good, just have one of these, Mike. You want one?
It's breakfast in Grand Overland. Oh yeah, this is a channel about camping, and y'all haven't even seen our spot yet. So stop your grinning and drop your linen, because this is about as good as it gets. At this point, I'll finally can it for a little bit, so you can take in the views from our temporary home and hopefully enjoy it the same way we did. Just my brother and myself, taking in the last little bit of soft sunlight before trading it out for the warm light of the fire. New morning, new game. This is male ingenuity at its finest. Just be glad I didn't film all of our sessions of whomever can hit whatever we could point out with the rock last is the loser. This Olympic grade sporting event you see here before you is basically the same thing, but with a frisbee. Pretty much frisbee golf. The winner of each hole gets to pick out the next target. In your, beverage in hand. Shocking, I know. This was basically our motivation to get to the trailhead.
Jesus.
Never be dumb enough to give the guys a free shot. And just like that, we were at the hiking trail, which wasn't as much of a trail as just a canyon that looked like a fun challenge. The benefit of setting off randomly into a canyon is that it makes it a little bit more difficult to get lost.
Dude, we're gonna live forever. Shouldn't have said that on camera.
You need to go right here to your left.
Do women ask each other questions like this? Comment below.
Water nonetheless. Dude, if you were...
Nope.
No, 3 fucking days.
Did you really?
Yeah, damn.
Oh, two
Really?
lizards.
This is why we can't enjoy the nice things.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, lizards?
Yeah, 2 of them. They were under there doing stuff.
I think our commentary is ruining all of Dane's videos.
Oh, I have to dub over everything.
The benefit of taking the unmarked path can really be seen here. From above, you can tell it's just us. No trace of any people, not a single piece of trash, not a footprint, nor any voices. Well, besides the cheeky ones in your own head, but hey, that's your problem. We really got lucky with our timing. Due to recent rains, emerald greens burst through the rugged landscape. Alright, fine. So we did find a trace of people, but it certainly wasn't a bad one. Time for a little spelunking and a little gibberish?
The girl fell down.
Oh, yeah.
This is exactly what this looks like.
Without the rattlers.
Well, I hope not. Dude, I could be going in a different time warp and you don't know. Oh my god, this is awesome.
Oh god, dude, I have nothing on my feet.
Dude, go, you're not gonna die! Damn it, dude!
This is not going on the video. Thank you.
Like, I know you said something else.
Well, if you follow Mike, you're gonna make a great video.
Hey now, I never even hinted that we were professionals, but please try not to be jealous of our obvious skills and grace. And hey, give us a break. It takes a lot longer to heal up at this age. So remember kids, safety first and make sure someone else holds your beer.
After a man scales down the mountain, he likes to have a fucking sip of beer.
I was trying to make Mike a star, but after these clips, he might murder me in my sleep. And that's fair.
You have so much shit on me, it's ridiculous.
I don't use it anymore, though.
Testing 1.
Testing.
After Mike fucking threw a rock in it, we're seeing if
We're
it's
making sure that it can handle it.
Yep, it's a test.
Oh,
All
good to
right,
know.
Cornhole is an essential piece of kit for any campsite, just as important as a good fire ring or some cold beer.
Oh, I thought that was Oh, yeah.
Not to mention the massive amount of trash talking that it inspires.
Tell me that.
No, you're not. I don't
Keep
have to
going,
tell you,
keep
dude.
going.
Just, Mike, shut up. Just fucking throw it. You're not gonna fucking
But
hit it.
am I gonna hit
No, fuck no, you're not,
Watch this.
dude. Piece of shit.
it? So
Oh my god!
anytime somebody tells me I suck, I do better.
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
it good. I'll do
I'll
it.
do better.
This pellet gun is some amazing bang for the buck. Yeah, no pun intended. But seriously, without that, you really can get away with a lot more at the campsite without upsetting your neighbors. And you don't have to worry about any fire safety bans.
Did I hit it?
Last night to enjoy the midnight view that only deserts seem to provide when you are a lifetime away from civilization.
All right, so it's day 4, last morning at the campsite. You can see everybody else left really early this morning. It's not even that late, it's about 8 a.m. But all packed up, Jeep's ready to go. It's probably a smart move on their point, being Memorial Day weekend. Sleeping in has felt like the right thing to do. I still don't know how sleeping in is 8 a.m. Oh yeah, I don't know if we ever talked about this guy. Joe Mantle. Watching over the campsite. And there's one last view. Don't forget how awesome this place is. And that is one of the best views you could possibly ask for on these trips. Once again, thank you for following Grand Overland on another adventure. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.
Figured I'd give you all an idea of what the exit of Dinosaur looks like. This is Echo Park Road, and you can see that this area doesn't give up. Also, I really like it when you don't have to go back out the same way you came in. This gives me a chance to fill you guys in on something I may have missed. Right after I said my goodbyes in the last segment, I went to start the Jeep. Didn't start. 35 miles away from anybody else. Long story short, happened to find a guy that I helped out the night before. Couldn't get his Subaru up there to jump my Jeep, so we ended up having to push start it since it's a manual and pop the clutch. Ended up getting a tree branch all the way up the hood. Doing it in 6 inches of sand. It's a little rough, but we got it going. Learned my lesson, and now carry around my own personal jumper. Sorry I didn't film that for you guys. Probably would have been rather hilarious. Oh yeah, that's also what happens when your boys leave you at 5 a.m. before you even wake up to check to make sure you're good to go. But no hard feelings. There won't be anything like revenge or something on the next trip. As I said, this place really doesn't give up on its beauty. And as long as you have your eyes open, there's always something to see out here. Anyone thinking about commenting below about how I'm an idiot? I'm already well aware, but thank you.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Hi, Mama. Ma. I'm gonna go away.
Oh yes, in summation. But no really. If you have the time to make the drive, if you want to be away from people, if you want to be constantly surrounded by scenery that competes for your attention, all the while making forever memories with those that you care about the most, this little doozy needs to make your wish list.
So don't know if you can see this. It looks like a bunch of, little orange-red dots on this road. But what are they? Oh boy. Look at this crazy shit. Look at this. Look at this. Where is David Attenborough when you need him? Nightmares. This is what nightmares are made of. You can actually hear them going up the hill. There's so many.
And remember, what's your goal?